Hi, happy election day, knitters. Today is November 6, 2018. I'm Stacy, also known as Stress Knits Yarn on Instagram and Stress Knits on Ravelry. Yes, this is my pug puppy, Esther, who again loves all the attention in the entire world and can't stand when I'm talking to anybody else, especially when there's nobody else in the room. My beautiful daughter, Eliza, is taking a nap, and yeah, so we'll see. Again, like I say every time, we'll see how this goes, and if when she wakes up, then we will just cut it short or not even put it up at all, right? So, hi, love. Yes, this is Esther, our 1-year-old pug puppy. Yes, crazy puppy. Yes, so today's election day, so I have my I voted sticker on. Just texting my dad. We actually just missed each other at our precinct, so that was funny. But anyway, hope you all voted. Yes, just feeling very good about today. This is the first time I ever had to stand in line, and granted, I've only voted in person 3 times. Primary, general, no, 4 times. I've only voted in person 4 times because I was in West Virginia when I was able to vote for the first time, and so for the first few I had to vote absentee ballot, but still voted. Still great. I love voting. I'm that person who also loves jury duty because I think it's a really cool duty as an American, so I'm just that person. So yeah, I just wanted to put out a quick episode because I feel like I haven't chatted in a while. If you hear that, it is the most perfect blustery autumn day. The winds have to be 40-50 miles an hour. It's crazy. I'm surprised we still have power. I have a candle lit just in case, and yeah, it's nuts, but it's perfect. My hair's a little wind blown, but you know what? Whatever. So, yeah, I thought I'd just put out a quick podcast. I really have been a monogamous knitter, but, you know, so I don't really have that much to talk about, but I thought I'd just check in anyway because I love doing this, and I love all of you. So if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for checking me out, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you for returning. Means more to me than you can imagine. It just validates, I don't know, it just makes me feel good. So if you haven't liked or subscribed, do so down below. And if you are new, thank you for checking me out. I really appreciate it. I've noticed some new people popping on my Instagram and the subscription, so thank you so much for checking me out. Yeah, this is a knitting, hand-dyeing podcast. I am the dyer behind Stress Knits Yarns, which you can find at stressknits.com. It might just be stressknits.com. I don't know. Links will be below if I remember. Yeah, so I'll talk more gibberish later, but first I have a finished object. So last time we spoke, I was going to one of my best friend's weddings, and so my daughter Eliza needed a little sweater. I don't know what that is. Some of my Brooklyn tweed. So I knit her just the simple little garter, yeah, just a simple garter cardigan. No button band because I don't think babies need button bands. She's starting to grab things and I would be too worried that I wouldn't sew anything on tight enough. Yeah, I did a new cast off for the sleeves, and it is something I learned off of Very Pink Knits, and it's the super stretchy bind off or something like that, but essentially you work in pattern So like I was just knitting in the round, and so I knit two together through the back loop, knit one, knit two together through the back loop, and just kept going. And it was very successful. But I finished this the night before the wedding. Doug and I, we stayed at a hotel, all three of us, and Doug and I were drinking wine and watching Shark Tank while Eliza slept, and Shark Tank was on until like 2, 3 in the morning. So it was a good time. We love Shark Tank. It's just one of those things. And we don't have, like, we just have Netflix and Hulu. We don't have like conventional TV. And so it was nice to just watch something like that. And then we found out Shark Tank was on Hulu, and it's been my mindless TV when we have it on. So it's just been nice. But yes, this is, I just made the pattern up, nothing special. I might use it as a test to publish patterns on Ravelry and just make it a free pattern preemie through a year. And yeah, this would be like the newborn size because my daughter is only like 10-ish pounds. And this, what's great about garter in stuff like this is it's so stretchy. So this is gonna fit her all winter, and I'm very excited about it. So yeah, just a nice little classic raglan baby sweater. So there is that. And then the thing I've been working on the most. So I think I mentioned last time that the yarn shop just outside of Traverse City, I always forget what town it's in. It's right outside of Traverse City in Michigan. It's up here-ish. Woolen Honey, it's a great yarn store. They're hosting a Woolen Honey knit-along, which is the sweater by Andrea Mowry. And I am having my own little Andrea Mowry knit-along called the A Year of Andrea. And you can follow it over on Instagram using the hashtag A Year of Andrea. And I'm essentially casting on one of her patterns every month and just knitting away because a lot of the things in my queue are designed by Andrea. She's my favorite knitwear designer right now. Yeah, there's really nothing, there are a few things that I don't know if I'd make, but I still love them. Like, I'm still on the fence if I want to make a May. I really love it. I don't know. So we'll see. But, so to participate in the Woolen Honey knit along with the Woolen Honey shop, you had to purchase a kit from them, and the cast on was October 15th, I think, and then the cast off date is November 15th, so we're getting close. So am I. So I've been knitting on this pretty monogamously. I actually just tried it on today, and it fits very well. It's big. I could have gone with knitting the medium, but I'm nervous about things being too small on me, and my body's really weird right now because I had a baby, and it's just weird. So this is the back. So I was still on the yoke when we last spoke, and I have since finished, split for the sleeves, and I've knit about 4.5 inches of the body, and I think it's only supposed to be 6 1/4, so I'm getting there. And honestly, I tried this on, and I could probably just knit the ribbing now. I have a very short torso. Yeah, and like, these obviously come like way past my boobs, and it just, I love it. But I don't, because I was originally going to knit it a little bit longer because I'm not a big fan of cropped sweaters, especially with how my body is right now. Don't really want to show off the stretch marks. So, yeah, we'll see. I might just knit it exactly to pattern because I trust her. Yeah, so just be cute, oversized, crop kind of, but not really because I'm short. Yeah, sweater for now, and then I think it'll be a really great piece once I hit my goal weight, which will hopefully be by the summer. So, yes, the honeycomb pattern is super easy. I messed it up a few times, but because of how it's knit with the elongated stitches, I was able to duplicate stitch some of the sides of the honeycomb pattern and make it look correct. So it fits really, really well. I think this will be the sweater that I wear to Vogue Knitting Live in New York because I'm officially going. Doug and I have talked about it since I had to miss it last year because I was pregnant. Yeah, so very excited. I'm a little nervous about being away from Eliza, but I'm very excited to see my friends. So it'll be great. But yeah, I think this is what I will be wearing. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, I went up a few needle sizes. I don't remember what she calls for. I think it's a 3 and a 4 US, but I used a 4 and a 5 US. So I'm using my signatures. Those are my favorites. Signatures size 5s for the body. I used Addy Turbo Blaze? No, Addy Rockets for the sleeve, which I have completed one of. And I knit it exactly to pattern, so I really do think I'm just going to knit this sweater exactly to pattern. I knit the size large, but it is pretty oversized on me, and I got gauge. So it is an oversized sweater, and I for sure could have gone down a size. But again, it's just preference, and I don't know if my tension might be different. I don't know. But yeah, so I just have about 2 inches of the body left to go, and then a sleeve and the ribbing at the bottom. So hopefully, the sleeve took me about a day and a half. Esther, babe. So that's fine, and then I think I'll be able to finish the body by tomorrow, or just the garter and the body by tomorrow, and then start the ribbing, and then do the sleeve last, because I know how quickly it goes, and I counted rows, so I know exactly how many to do, and it's just gonna be great. So what else do I need to say about this? I'm knitting this out of Brooklyn Tweed Loft, which is the fingering weight in Hayloft, and I love it. Highly recommend the pattern. I love the yarn. I think it's gotten softer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels softer than the other times I've worked with Loft. But I love it. I cannot wait to have that in my wardrobe. So there's that. And then I have a wee bit of stash enhancement. So I will start with the Ann Arbor Fiber Expo. So on a whim, I decided to go to the Ann Arbor Fiber Expo, which was the 28th. It wasn't this weekend gone, but the weekend before. It was the weekend after Rhinebeck and all of that. And you know, I was just kind of, I just kind of wanted to go, and I looked to see if there was a Michigan game, because going to Ann Arbor during a Michigan game is not great, especially if you're not going to the Michigan game, and so you're not sitting in like game day traffic for the game, and you're just sitting in game day traffic that makes you want to just run down the highway instead, because you'd go way faster. So I checked to make sure there wasn't a Michigan game. There wasn't. It was our bye week. Great. So my mom stopped over that Friday, and I said, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Do you want to go to this fire festival? There's no Michigan game, so we wouldn't have traffic. And like, I'm probably gonna go anyway, but do you want to come with me? And so on Saturday, my mom, Eliza, and I went to Ann Arbor and went to the fire festival. We weren't there for very long. We were probably there for about an hour, hour and a half. Those environments still give me a lot of anxiety. I'm not the biggest fan of crowds. I'm not the biggest fan of just lots of people. But it was still such a great experience. This is the second time I went. And for all of you who said hi, Thank you. Thank you so much. There are a few of you that they just like wave to me from a distance because you know that I'm a little awkward, I'm assuming, but I really appreciate you. And oh, it's just so cool. And it was really cool to share that with my mom and show her like what I do. And it was just really cool. And she wants to come to Rhinebeck, so she's trying to talk my dad into going to Rhinebeck next year. And the 5 of us would drive up, so it'd be fun. Esther is chewing on her bone, so if you hear that and it's rubbing against our table, sorry about it. But yeah, I only got one thing, and I'm really disappointed in myself for only getting one skein of this because I kind of want it in a shawl. I honestly could have made a cardigan out of this. It is... So the last time we went to the Fire Festival, it was just Doug and I, and one of the booths that I had to hit up was Fiber Story, and I got the darkest color for my exploration station. And this year at Fiber Story again, I just love her. I think her name's Sarah. This is her fave sock, which is 100% superwash merino wool, 400 yards. It is so plump and gorgeous, and it's the Mesa colorway, and it's this, as Amy Florence of Esther Babe of Stranded Dye Works would say, it's just a grubby pink, and it's so beautiful. The speckles, there's some like minty blues in here. Woo! Let's not do that. Yeah, so to give you an example of why I love Sarah and Fiber Story so much. So not only is her yarn gorgeous and her booth is always gorgeous, I was checking out, and a woman came up to her and asked her about the shawl, and she was wondering where she could get the pattern, and Sarah told her that it was only available if you like purchase the kit or the yarn for it, and then you'd get it for free with the purchase of yarn. And you know, the woman looked like really disappointed, and she's like, oh, okay, like I understand, thank you. And then Sarah grabs her and hands her the pattern. I love knitters so much, just wonderful. So I love supporting her. Yeah, so there is that. Oh, it's so pretty. I think this is going to be the yarn that I base my Vertices Unite around, because I really want to knit that. Yeah, and my mom got this for me, so thanks, Mom. So sweet. Yeah, and there were so many other vendors that I wanted to buy from, but a lot of what I was seeing was stuff I would use for socks, and I am just not knitting socks. The only socks that I've knit this year are the ones that I finished in the hospital. And that was genuinely because I had no other knitting and I was waiting for Doug to bring me more yarn. So I'm just not in a sock mood. So I had to be responsible with my money and not buy the sock yarn. Like, I love Mint Raiden Studios, and I've never had her yarn before. But one, she's in Michigan, and a Michigan dyer, and I love supporting Michigan dyers, but I just couldn't justify the purchase because I don't knit socks right now. And then once I do start knitting socks again, I would really like to start supporting her and other people that dye yarn that I would like to use for socks. Okay, so the next items are Splurges. One I ordered a long time ago, and this was kind of my treat for advent calendars, which I will talk about at the end of the episode. Nothing bad. Just give you an update on the timeline. Yeah, so this was kind of my, like, you did it. You did the advent calendar and people liked it. It was really just amazing. So I've been watching the Salvage podcast, which is a new-ish podcast. They're amazing. They had wonderful interviews from Rhinebeck. I love the ladies so much, and they recommended, I think in episode 2, the Plystre bags, which is Plystre. I believe. She was in Norway, but I believe she moved to Thailand. And so they're recommending them, and I couldn't decide fast enough because I saw that I followed her on Instagram, saw that she was having a pre-order update, which is how she does it, and I couldn't decide between the crossbody project bag or the project backpack. So I just settled for the project pouch. And this is in her blush pink colorway, and it's perfect. I love it. The zipper, the handle, the inside is gorgeous. It's just like a fringe bag on the inside, so I really love it because I love fringe bags. I know I'm a part of that cult. It's fine. I don't buy project bags on the regular, and I'm very picky about them, and I like them to be simple and beautiful and just really, not saying that others aren't well made, but just very, I like simple, I like canvas, I like sturdy but squishy. So like fringe fits that perfectly. And then this. So I'm for sure going to be a repeat customer. I love this bag so much. But I do think that I'm going to get both the cross body bag and the backpack because the backpack comes with this pouch. What? I just have to figure out my colors. I know Amy of Stranded has Stranded Dyeworks and the Stranded podcast has the red one. I do like the red one, but I'm not really a red person. I say as there's a red pillow behind me, these aren't our pillows. We got this couch and the other couch from my in-laws. So we couldn't really justify buying couches, and we were just gonna get couches from like IKEA or something when Doug moved in here, but his parents were like, we don't want our couches, you can just have them. And these couches are so comfortable. They're gross because they've been in the family for years, but they're wonderful. When Doug and I dated in high school, these were the only couches I could take naps on. So I love these couches so much. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm a red person. She also has mint, and she's coming out with this beautiful toffee yellow color, and I love that. And she has a color called Petrol, which is gorgeous. So I don't know. So I'm not gonna buy all of them anytime soon, but occasionally I will be buying these bags, and I just love them so much. And in here, I'm slowly curating yarn for my night shift shawl by Andrea Mowry, which will be a cast on in 2019. So I'm not sure of my colors yet, so I'm just gradually buying Dream State because I love it. And there are a few sweaters that have color work yokes that are worsted weight that Esther babe, oh, this is super gross, that I love, especially like the new Tin Can Knit stuff. Yeah, so I will use it eventually, or I'll knit hats with it. So I'm not sure. I know this is gonna be in it. This is Shades of Earth, Spin Cycle Dream State. Yes, I drank the Kool-Aid. It's I don't spin, and I really want to, but spinning is an expensive craft to start because spinning wheels are an investment. I was looking at spinning wheels at the Ann Arbor Fiber Expo. You know, I just can't justify spending like $600 right now. So eventually, when we have a house, that kind of thing. So Spin Cycle is the perfect alternative for me because even though it's pricey, it is beautiful and it looks like hand spun. I mean, it's mill spun. It used to be hand spun, but now that they're super popular, they bought a mill, and I think they just got a second one. They're some badass ladies. Love them. So yes, Shades of Earth is for sure going to be in it. The next two I'm not sure about. So I also bought Mississippi Marsala. It's so pretty. And then I also bought Catechism. So this is the one I think I'm not sure about because, I don't know. But I do love these together. I need 3 more. I know for sure I want Nostalgia, which is this very winey purple cranberry kind of color. It's gorgeous. So I know I want Nostalgia, and I know I want Rusted Rainbow. And so those are for sure happening. I also think Deep Bump, which is a mint color. I used it in my throwback. I'm using it in my Shift Cowl. I love it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to replace this with, so essentially, because all the other colors are original colors in Andrea Mowry's, but I bought Mississippi Marsala to substitute for Salty Dog, and I bought Catechism to substitute for Melancholia, and I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. I still really love this. But I also really love Salty Dog. So I don't know yet. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm just going to slowly curate it, buy it a skein or 2 at a time. Yes. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So that is stash enhancement. And then just quickly, I'm going to move into some Stress Knits news, and I have some very exciting news and some updates and coffee break. Okay, so if you don't want to hear about Stress Knits yarns, totally get it. I don't blame you, it's fine. My foot is asleep, and I say this every time because I'm sitting on the floor. But I will start with the exciting news. I was accepted as a vendor at SSK 2019. I am so excited I could vomit, if I'm being perfectly honest. I am having some anxiety about it, but I'm overall pumped. So Doug, Eliza, and I will be making the trek to Nashville in July 2019. And I will be there at the Scarrett Bennett Center vending at SSK. Eliza's waking up, so I'm gonna start wrapping this up. So I'm super excited. I'm going to slowly start dyeing for it just because I don't want to leave it till the last minute and be super panicked. So I'm always gonna hold some stuff back. I mean, this is a far ways away, but I will for sure have multiple bases, multiple weights, and I'm super excited about it. Doug's gonna be my booth babe. Very, very excited. But if you're coming to SSK and you would also like to be in the booth helping, just start thinking about it. I won't really put a call out until, you know, probably April, May, just because we will have our daughter with us. And if Doug needs to step out, I would really like to have somebody else there with me. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so just want to throw that out there. See if you're interested. I still think signups are open for the lottery. So yeah. So there's that. And then right now I'm not doing a shop update until after I get the advents out, which is this week. I'm slowly starting to roll them out. I'm waiting on my postage scale because I have been overpaying for postage and didn't know it, and nobody told me. And so I don't want to do that anymore. I've been paying $1 or $2 more than I need to. So especially with this stuff being shipped priority, I just really want it to be correct. My post offices are really weird about taking flat rate boxes at exponential levels, so it's fine. I have the bags for it already, so I'm just going to weigh them. So that should be here tomorrow or Thursday. I forget when I ordered it, but it should be here tomorrow or Thursday from Amazon. So I'm just waiting on that. And yeah, so I've been packing them all together, and it's taking more out of me than I thought it would. It's really stressing me out, but it's fine, and it's super exciting. So once all the Advents are out of my life, I'm kind of like taking a break right now dyeing, just because I don't want to overdo it right now. I want to make sure I get the Advents out, because that's my main priority, so that everyone gets them before Christmas. If you are an international person, I'm getting yours out first, and then I'm shipping out US, because I want to just knock them out if I have to do them in batches, which I don't think I do. But I also heard people have their credit cards shut off from shipping that many packages, so I just want to make sure that I'm good. So I might ship them in 2 batches, international and domestic. So those will ship out by Saturday. A week later than I wanted to, but logistically, I live in a very small apartment. It's not very small, but it's small. And I don't have anywhere to close off anything from the dog, which is fine, but I have to pack everything away when I'm done working on it, so that Esther doesn't get into it and there's not like any allergy. People should know that I have a dog. It's on my website. But so there aren't any allergy issues. She has taken skeins before and messed them up. That was more when she was a puppy, but I don't want to risk it. So yeah, so it's just taking a little bit longer, excuse me, because I pack a few and then I have to put it away because Eliza's awake, or I need to go to sleep, you know. So that's what's been going on. I will be putting up 4 skeins of Ophelia. This is one of my new colorways from the mixtape collection. All the speckles are hidden inside. So it's a blush with olive green speckles, and there are also some navies and hot pinks. This is a really good representation of what the speckles look like. So I really like it. There will be 4 skeins, but the way the dye broke, one of them has a much higher amount of hot pink in it, so I'll be listing that separately. So there will be 3 skeins of Ophelia on DK in one listing, and then there will be one specified as Ophelia with extra hot pink in a separate listing, just because I don't want somebody to get it and go, I didn't really want all this hot pink, you know, just to make myself feel like a more responsible shop owner, you know. So there's that. And then a lot of people have been asking when I'm dyeing more of the mixtape collection, because I know everybody really loved Ophelia, and what was the other one called that I really liked, because I almost named it something and then I named it something else. Because there's Ophelia, Below My Feet, No Trail to Follow, No Hard Feelings, and Smitten. It's Smitten. So everyone really loved Smitten. So I'm going to make sure I can duplicate it, because something weird happened. I don't know. I'm just gonna make sure I can duplicate it. I have some skeins of a new base that I'm testing out. It's 100% superwash merino fingering. I think it's gonna be great for sweaters and shawls, hats and the like. So we got Esther a new bus and it has the squeaker. So yeah, so I'm going to, once advent calendars are out and my queue is cleared for what I need to ship, I am going to put up pre-orders for all of the mixtape collection, including Rattle and Sweet Disposition, because they are a part of that collection. So those will be going up probably in the next week or so, and I will be offering it on several bases. Yeah, so I'm very excited. It's crazy. I it's such a personal collection because they're songs that mean so much to me. So it just means a lot to me that you guys feel the same way and that you love it. So yeah, with that, I will talk to you next week, I'm assuming, if all goes well, and hopefully I will have a sweater to show you. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you vote if you haven't yet, if the polls haven't closed by the time this is up. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.